Hi, welcome to today. We have Henrique Faria here, who is a tax expert who works with international clients from the United States, helping them to navigate their Portuguese taxes here in Portugal. Welcome, Henrique.
Thanks so much, Erica. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
So for somebody American who wants to invest in Portugal and they have never heard of IFICI, NHR 2.0, could you explain a little bit more about that, what it means?
Sure, Erica. First of all, we work a lot of US clients. US clients, they are a specific audience because even though they move to Portugal, they become Portuguese tax resident, they still need to file US tax returns. It's very grateful for us to navigate both scenarios. Here in Portugal, whenever you become Portuguese tax resident, you can apply for this amazing tax regime. The Portuguese name, as you said, is IFICI. People are calling it NHR 2.0 because it looks like our previous tax regime that ended in 2023, the NHR. During the 2024, we had a transition period of the NHR, and from 2025, we have the IFICI. Okay, so the IFICI is an amazing tax benefit, as I said, one of the best in Europe, where during 10 years period, generally speaking, all your foreign source of income could be tax exempt here in Portugal. So for example, if you have rental income from your properties in the US, or if you sell your property in the US, if you, for example, have distribution from your C Corp for a proper US LLC, this could be tax exempt in Portugal during this 10 years period. To access this tax regime, it's not as easy as the previous version, but it's very feasible. So we are helping a lot of US clients to achieve this tax regime. First of all, it's important to understand the timeline. So you must be eligible to apply for the IFICI tax regime during the same year that you arrived in Portugal and become tax resident. So this is important to highlight. Once you arrive in Portugal with the subjective intention to make Portugal your home country, you must meet the criteria to be eligible. And then until the 15th of January of the following year, you can apply formally for the regime. So we are talking about golden visa product here, right? Someone invests to a golden visa mainly because they want a plan B. They want to come to Portugal in the near future, or they just want to achieve Portuguese residency, Portuguese citizenship. But when they decided to come to Portugal, the golden visa is amazing because it allows them to become Portuguese tax residents, to live in the country. So when you do your investment in the golden visa, don't worry, you're not Portuguese tax resident. You do have a Portuguese tax identification number, the NIF, but this NIF is linked to your US address. So you're not a Portuguese tax resident. But let's imagine you invest in 2026 and in 2028, you want to use your golden visa to come to Portugal and live in this beautiful country. So in 2028, you must change your NIF number, your tax identification number, to a Portuguese address. At that date, you're going to become Portuguese tax resident. So remember, if in 2028 you're going to become Portuguese tax resident, you have the entire 2028 to qualify for this IFICI tax regime program. Meaning you must meet one of the criteria to be eligible to have this 10 years tax exemption in Portugal, generally speaking. Okay? How you can achieve the IFICI tax regime? Basically, what the law says, we can split in two basic paths to explain here during this video. The first one is coming to Portugal with a high value position, qualification, and work in a specific certified company. So we must verify which company are you coming to work. So if the company is qualifies for the IFICI, and yourself, personal level, what kind of position, what kind of academic diplomas are you going to provide to such specific company? If it's a match, we can apply for the IFICI, meaning your income from this specific company that is a Portuguese source of income, will face a regular and fixed 20% taxation, much better than the regular Portuguese one that comes from 13% to 48%. And all your foreign source of income. Imagine again, you have 2 properties in the US, you're going to sell your equity in your company outside Portugal. Whatever is outsourced Portugal could be exempt under the NHR 2.0 IFICI because you met with this specific company your criteria to apply. Of course, I would say that 99% of our clients from the US, they are not coming to Portugal, even though they are very qualified as their personal position, but they are not coming to Portugal to provide any kind of work in certified Portuguese companies. So they are exploring with us the letter B of the law, let's say that. That you can meet the criteria to apply for the IFICI tax benefit if you are related with the tech startup scenario here in Portugal. So that's why we receive a lot of clients from this specific Golden Visa product, because the investment allows them to get this amazing network with the Portuguese startup scenario. As you described it before, this specific Golden Fund, the 60% that is mandatory to be applied in the Portuguese economy, 25% is invested in this Portuguese startup scenario, the tech investment. So from the day your client, the Golden Visa client, invests in the Golden Visa, he is already able to achieve this network with Portuguese founders, Portuguese startups. So whenever they decided to move to Portugal, to live in Portugal, let's say again our example in 2028, they apply this year, 2028, they come to Portugal to live. They have these 2 years to do this amazing network, to be known by the Portuguese founders, the Portuguese startups. They have amazing backgrounds, so it's a match. Mm-hmm. They can meet the criteria. So when they arrive in 2028, in our example, they have what we need to apply for the IFICI tax regime that will provide this 10 years tax exemption in Portugal. So it's an amazing product because you provide the visa status from the Golden Visa and the possibility to qualify for the tax regime. Of course, this tax regime can be achieved not only with the Golden Visa, our US clients coming with the D7 passive visa or the D8 digital nomads can also apply for the IFICI, but since they don't have this Golden Visa product, they need a short period of time to get to know this Portuguese startup and tech community to be able to find themselves in the good position with these founders and provide us what is needed to be applied for the IFICI to NHR 2.0. So whenever you come to Portugal and you can apply this tax regime that your passive income from outside Portugal will be tax exempt versus the regular Portuguese taxation, it's a really great opportunity to come and live here in Portugal.
And the beauty is also the optionality. Like, they don't have to if they never decide to move here, but it's good to know it's always available for them by investing in this Golden Visa Fund. If they decide not to come in the time that they have the application, it's still there for them if they choose to use it or not. So
perfect. This is true. You do the investment in the Golden Visa, you're not Portuguese tax resident, you don't need to come in the future, you don't need any kind of tax benefit because you're not going to be liable to Portuguese taxation. But if you really want to come, there's a plan B. It's an option to have access to this IFICI, the NHR 2.0, and the NHR 2.0, it's individually. Even though you can file a Portuguese joint tax return, the NHR tax regime is individual. So for example, if you and your partner come to Portugal and both of you have, it's a joint tenancy, a co-ownership of your property in the US, and only of you have access to the tax regime, only 50% of the share will be exempt, the capital gains or the rental income. So whenever you invest in this golden visa fund, both of the spouses are going to have the chance to meet the startup scenario in Portugal. So we can, from the tax team, apply for both IFICIs. So all the household will be exempt in Portugal.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Enrique. You answered all my questions that I didn't even have. I mean, I had the questions, but I didn't even need to ask you. You answered all so thoroughly. I'm sure that will be great advice for anybody who's looking to move over and have this optionality of applying for IFICI if they choose to come live here and becoming a tax resident.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Erica.
Thank you for joining us today and for all the information that Enrique gave us. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please follow, subscribe, and get more information from us for making your move from the US to Portugal.